Creating something from nothing. It sounds pretty daunting, doesn't it? I'm going to share a secret with you, and at the heart of this secret is changing the conversation that you have with yourself. You can be resourceful enough with what's inside you to make your ideas really blossom. If you know in your heart what you want to achieve, if you have a willingness to let other people in on your idea, and if you're passionate and brave, then together you can achieve anything. In 2010, two other people and myself decided that we wanted to start a conversation about body image, self-esteem and eating disorders in the Northern Territory. We were touched by these issues and people around us were touched by these issues. It was really time for us to do something about it. The hardest part? Not having a clue where to start and only our own experiences to go off. We had big dreams in those early days. We wanted to run art exhibitions and do all kinds of huge, crazy things. And now, at that time, I was extremely excited. I'd never ever thought about the possibilities of what could be achieved before. But I was also so overwhelmed. There was something about having that idea that stirred up a nervousness inside me, and I was really scared of failure. You see, it's easy to drown in the self-doubt sometimes. You know, you don't have the expertise. You don't have money or an awesome venue to run an event in. You can see step A and step Z, but nothing in between. We had to change our thinking. We decided it was time to talk to the experts. Young people, mothers, local and national services, the hospital. We began to paint a clearer picture of what we were talking about, but more importantly, what the community really cared about. We buried ourselves in surveys and articles, and we just learnt more about the Pandora's box we'd opened. It was a bit scary, actually very scary. And the next year, two of us returned. The idea of an art exhibition still burning brightly. And we got together with a local organisation and we organised a forum. Actually, natural connection there between art exhibition and a forum, but we organised a forum and it brought together 25 people from a range of different backgrounds. And from that, we established a network that still continues today. Now, it could have ended there, and we might have been disappointed, but it wasn't that we hadn't achieved anything by not holding our art exhibition. It was just that we'd achieved something different, something that had grown organically. But it wasn't enough, and we needed to get more passionate people involved. So there were a few people around who had been really interested in the project and really carried with them the positive body image messages that we were trying to promote in the community. So all of a sudden we had more people involved, and we held a planning meeting with lots of food and nibbles. It's a staple to any planning meeting. And we got to work on what we were going to do for the next 12 months. Now that was really scary. We came from a range of different backgrounds. We had a lot of different ideas. And what right did we have to talk about body image issues? We felt like we had something to offer in this space, but was it enough? We still, at that point, I just want to point out that we still had no budget. So we had to change our thinking, really change our thinking. Who could partner with us to help us run events? Whether there were any grants available that could help us fund those events, and who would manage that money? What campaigns we could run through mainstream media that was freely available and free of cost for us. So it was really overwhelming and lots to think about. But most importantly, we needed to remember that you don't need to be an expert to start a conversation. In the last year, we've held two beautiful events. We've had local and national media coverage. We have consulted with other young people. We get involved regularly on social media in discussions with local and national organisations and movements. We run campaigns. And we've talked about partnerships with some people in the community that we think are doing truly amazing things. And something that gives us growing confidence as a team is just knowing that we have everything inside us that we need to make that succeed. We still have no budget, but that's okay. Because the idea is, if you want to create something and you start out with nothing, the trick to changing your thinking is to remember that you never have nothing at all. If your focus is on the fact that you don't have money, or you don't have the skills or knowledge, or you don't have a kick-ass venue to run an event in, you can and you probably will be tricked into thinking it's too hard, it's not worth it, or that you have to compromise. If you have access to the internet, you can communicate your message to a crazy amount of people, if you know what your message is. And if you know what your message is, and you can communicate that to people and allow them to join that onto their own philosophies, to own it, well, an idea is just an idea until it's acted upon. And then it's reality. It's something. So will you challenge that voice? Will you change the way you think? Thank you.